top 5 finish in the books at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Did that surprise you, and how much confidence are you bringing into Las Vegas this weekend, knowing that you had such a great run last weekend?
Yeah. Afternoon, everyone. It was just an awesome race. Again, learned a lot, had an adventure up and down the field, but yeah, ran really well with in and amongst everyone, and I think we were on for like a 10th to 12th place anyway, which was great. And then obviously we had a good call with the fuel, and pretty crazy last couple of laps to gain those spots. But yeah, to get a third, a top 5 so early in our run here is really well. It's a really good feeling. So yeah, but now we got some quite different tracks coming in, and it's going to be a challenge, I think. It looks crazy. We went for a walk out there before, and just the wind is how that's going to affect it. You know, like I've felt wind in race cars before, but not at these speeds. I'm not sure what it's going to be like and how it's going to affect each end of it. So just got to get out there and feel it. But at how fast the cars are going into turn 1, that's going to be eye-opening, I think.
Mark Garrow, Performance Racing Network. Shane, I'm curious just your thoughts about going to all these new racetracks and how this kind of travel, I know Australia is a pretty big place, but how does this travel compare to where, okay, we raced in Atlanta, now we're in Las Vegas, we're going to be in Phoenix, and bam, we're right back on the East Coast again, another 2,000 miles, as far as difference between tracks. So just how do you look at the excitement, I guess, or the anticipation of all these new places in the travel, and how does it compare?
Yeah, I guess the distance is pretty similar to Australia, the countryside, but it's just every week, and the weeks are a lot shorter here. You know, we would normally fly out to a race on Tuesday or Wednesday and then not come home till the Monday. So it was quite weird flying out Friday night or Friday morning, and then I was home the next night after my race. The weekends are so condensed, and then during the weeks, you have your 1 or 2 days debriefing, thinking about it, and then instantly you're thinking about the next race. It's the routine of it is very, very different, but it's something that I'm enjoying. It's just you're constantly thinking about race cars, and it's it's pretty cool so far. But we're back and forth all the time. I'll go back to Charlotte next week, and then come back out this side again next week. So, and then the week after that, I'll go back to New Zealand. So, a bit going on. Yeah, well, normally would be 2 or 3 weeks between race weekends and supercars, so I was trying to drive as much other things as I can, but pretty much I know what I'm doing every day until November now. Like, it's pretty awesome to have my schedule filled up and have a routine of something is probably what I'm enjoying the most.
All right, let's go to the middle here.
Excuse me.
Brian Twining, Betsworth's Media Group. Congratulations on the tremendous start to the season. How excited are you to get past the roulette-style races of Daytona and Atlanta and get to something that is more suited for drivers?
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I enjoyed Atlanta a lot more than Daytona. You had to, pedal it a bit more and search for air to try and get the car to handle. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed qualifying at Atlanta, not having seen the track before, then having to go do it wide open, and it was pretty. I kept it flat, but it was a bit on edge, and I was hanging on pretty tight. And then I watched Austin Hill's lap, and he's driving around one-handed blocking a vent. So I got a bit to go before I get comfortable. But this kind of style of track is completely different. And then watching the race from last year, how everyone gets spread out and trying to balance the tires, make changes. It looks like a very different style of race. So yeah, as I sort of said before, I just got to get out there and feel it. Try in this practice, I'll try and run for most of the practice, just get as many laps as I can, feel the tires go off, and move around the track a bit just to get experience.
Chris Wilner, MRN. Shane, I know every week is a learning experience as we go to these places for you for the first time, but what have you learned, or what maybe has surprised you most about the racecraft and learning where to put yourself amongst the race? Because it seemed like, and I know Justin's been high on this too, you just seem to pick things up so quickly. It's amazing to see. So what have you learned the most about the racecraft part of tackling these racetracks?
I don't know. Everyone's, I don't think aggressive is the right word, but sharp and committed, Watching Austin Hill in particular at Daytona, he passed me a couple of times, and he was just so committed where he was placing his car, and he was so aware of his surroundings. It was really impressive to watch, and I'm not at that level or confidence yet to do that, but it's pretty impressive to watch what he was doing. And then when we're in a line at Atlanta, it's still, you're riding, but you're still having to push pretty hard. But watching people trying to make moves and analyze how they were doing things, it's and I got shuffled out of line at one point, and felt like the guy hit me, but he just got close to me and it made me slide up. So just trying to understand how things work. The air affects the cars so differently at these kind of speeds, and it's stuff I've never felt before. So I just got to try to understand how things work and why they do.
Okay, let's come up to the middle here, to the front. Oh, she's bringing a mic to you.
Jay with Channel 3, NBC locally here. Tell me a little bit, how do you and your team prepare for these type of conditions, like the wind, especially the wind here in Vegas?
Yeah, I guess it's something you can't really prepare for, obviously, but it's going to change how they feel. At one end, you're probably going to be quite good with the more downforce from the wind at that end, and then at 3 and 4, it's going to be trying to push you up the hill. So it's just something you got to be prepared for and keep up to date with it, and keep watching the flags, getting reports from the team how windy it's going to be or how much it's going to change for qualifying. But the biggest thing, you want it to be consistent, so it's the same all the time. So hopefully in qualifying it's similar for everyone, or it dies down for me maybe. I don't know. I haven't been out there yet. Yeah.
Dominic Laval, UNLV Rebel Report. SVG, is this your first time in Las Vegas? And if it is, can you kind of detail to everyone about what your first impressions of the city are?
There's no grass. I like, grass and being on a farm and stuff. So I feel like I'm a long way from home, but it's pretty cool. It's a cool place to see. I've never been here before, but just seeing all the massive buildings and the atmosphere, and actually it was weird in the hotel. Obviously the rugby league tournament's here, so I recognize a lot of accents, and actually some people recognize me, which was pretty cool. But it's not my kind of place, but it's nice.
Then what'd you make of the slot machines at the airport stepping off the plane?
Yeah, no, we didn't go through there, but just leaving the hotel this morning, like, I can't believe how busy it was at 10 a.m., just people gambling. So, it's won't be me. Yeah.
Switch you over here. Hero Guerra, UNLV Rebel Report. SVG, when you got the call to run at the Chicago Street Course last year, did you expect it to unfold in what it has now? I mean, obviously you're running full-time now in the Xfinity Series. The fans are starting to love you more. So what did you make of all of that?
Yeah, my life's gone completely 180 what I thought it would be. And even when I got the call, I thought it was just going to be a one-race deal. And obviously it went really well, but there's more the enjoyment factor and then just wanting a new challenge, I guess, as well. And this is a perfect time to come and have a go at something, and put the next few years, try my best to make it here in the Cup Series full time.
Speaking of new challenges, you're about to run at Las Vegas, but is there another track that you haven't visited yet that you're really eager to go try out for the first time?
Yeah, I said before, probably the Texas and Darlington type tracks. Everyone says those are the most difficult, and thankfully they're a few races away. But give me more time to get comfortable. But those tough places are, that's where I want to challenge myself and, see what they're like.
All right, we'll come up here to Jim Utter.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. This is sort of a related question. You came in with a lot of unknowns. One of them was super speedway racing. Obviously, you got 2 weeks of that. So are there other areas that you're looking? You talked about challenging yourself. Are there some that you just looking forward to more than others that are coming up?
Yeah, well, this type of track is, I guess, the standard NASCAR race or NASCAR style of track. So, this will be the first time today I've felt the car with full power, and, they look like they drive completely different at, the super speedway type of tracks it just looks like they're sliding on edge the whole time. So that's something I got to try and get all 4 tires feeling the same and sliding the same, and that's going to take some time. I don't think I'll be able to run straight up front at tracks like this. I think this is where the style of track where it's going to take time to get better and adapt to. So, even though we had a great result last week, I'm not putting in any pressure on myself or the team to get the same again. We're pretty much starting again. We got to build up and keep the expectations in check and just do the best we can and improve and learn something every week.